Hi, today I'm going to do a review and demo of a new foundation that I recently got, and I am actually quite like this foundation, so I'm quite excited to be doing this. It's the Lioele Secret, what is it? Lioele Secret Pore Bright Gel Foundation, and it comes in a little tub like that, and it, if I can get it open, looks like this in the tub. So it's kind of like a whipped gel consistency, a bit like the, what's that one called? Revlon Color Stay Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation. I haven't filmed in a little while, so I'm a little bit rusty, and yeah, so you have to bear with me. And if you see noise and movement in the background, my husband is just doing stuff in the background. Anyway, so I don't have any makeup on at the moment, and I am going to apply this foundation, and then I'm gonna go put on the rest of my face and then come back and talk about it and tell you what I think. Okay, so I usually, just for hygiene purposes, when things come in a tub like that, just use a little cotton tip to scoop up the foundation to apply on my face. And I already have moisturizer and foundation on my face right now, so I'm going to scoop up about that much and divide it between my two hands and just whack it on. I know it looks really pale going on right now, but believe me, it actually does blend into my skin color, and it does, I don't know, I guess you could say it oxidizes, but it actually is a really nice match to my skin tone once it's blended in and it settles down for a little while. But right now I look like a very white-faced geisha on the on the screen. That's just hilarious. So there you go. So this is what it looks like applied on and just put on my face. So let's just smooth it out a little bit. I'm actually using my viewfinder to do this, so I'm hoping it's even, which is why I'm giving it a little bit extra attention in terms of blending it in with my fingers. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it does match my neck pretty well-ish, and I do tend to be very fair. And I've got it in the color number 21. I don't know if the number's actually got, if it's actually got a name or not. It might be pure ivory, but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Hi, I'm back, and I have my makeup on. Well, some of it anyway. So anyway, I'm going to now talk about this foundation that I've just applied earlier on. As you can see, it's kind of settled down a little bit since I've applied it, which has been about 5 minutes or so, and it's a lot more, it has adjusted itself to my skin tone a lot more, though it's still quite pale. But that's okay, because I do like my foundation a little bit on the pale side, because I am quite pale, and I like my foundation to match my neck and my décolletage, which tends to be quite pale as well, because I am never in the sun. I always go out with sunscreen, and I'm just absolutely paranoid about sun damage, because living in Australia, the sun's really strong, and on top of that, I have a family history of hyperpigmentation as I get older, and I get really horrible dark black, brown spots all over my face, and I try to prevent that as much as possible. So enough of that rambling. This foundation comes in two colors, number 21 pure ivory and number 23 honey beige. In terms of comparison of color, the number 21 is like the Misha number 21 BB cream. It's like the Lioele Beyond the Solution coloring. So it's really for very fair skin tones. In terms of the consistency, it's quite a thick consistency. It feels sort of a little bit bouncier and thicker, but in a light moussey type of way than the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation, which I also really like. And this foundation says that it is a super smooth gel foundation that covers your blemishes, fine wrinkles, and even pores. Contains arbutin and phyto white. It promotes skin whitening and an even skin tone. Provides additional moisture, nutrition to your skin, ingredients such as honey, royal jelly, and collagen. Smooths, covers blemishes, covers wrinkles, covers pores, whitens, moisturizes, nourishes. Now, I have to say, I've had this for about a week, and I've used it every day this week, and I really like this foundation. When I apply it, it feels really light, and it doesn't actually even feel like I've got foundation on. The only other foundation or other two foundations I can compare it to in terms of the way it feels on the skin, which is like it feels like nothing on your skin, is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and to a little bit the Revlon Nearly Naked, even though the Revlon Nearly Naked doesn't feel nearly as naked as this does. This is just, it just feels like there's nothing on your skin. It's amazing. The coverage is, I would say, light to medium, and it's buildable. So I find that with a light application, it does even out my skin tone. And then if I put another layer, a light layer on, it really does just do a really good job in terms of covering everything up for me. And I really like the way that it works and it looks. In terms of lasting power, I have to say, there's something about these Korean or Asian foundations, much like the BB creams, they last really well through heat and humidity, because I walk to work, and by the time I get to work, I'm a little bit warm. And I do tend to have a little bit of sweat and shininess going on in sort of my T-zone area. And this holds up really well, and it doesn't tend to wear off nearly as much as a lot of the Western foundations do. I don't set it with a setting spray. I only dust it with powder. And for me, I love the finish. It's a really lovely satin / slightly matte finish. It feels really smooth on the skin, and I just absolutely love it. So it goes on really well for me, and it lasts the whole day too. So I find that with this foundation, I don't get very shiny in my T-zone. I do get a little bit of shine, but that's normal for me. I always wear some kind of anti-shine in my T-zone because I know I get oily in my T-zone. So it works really well. I find I have to blot halfway through the day, but later in the day than usual. So with a normal foundation, I find I might blot around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. With this foundation, I can go to about 3 or 4 o'clock where I have to blot. And the nice thing is, because of the way it wears, after blotting, I don't have to powder. Most of the time, I find that with a lot of foundations, after blotting, I have to powder because there's some wear in my T-zone. But with this, there just isn't any, and I find I can go through the whole day with just blotting ones around about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and not having to re-powder at all till the end of the day. And by the time it's the end of the day, which is about 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm a little bit shiny again, and if I wanted to, I can blot, or I can blot and powder. But by then I'm home and I'm taking off my makeup, so you know, it's gone the day for me, and it's just done a really, really good job. So I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with this little foundation. It's a little tub. It's smaller than the Revlon Color Stay tub. It's only 20 mils. I bought it off eBay. I cannot remember how much I paid for it, but it was probably around the $12 to $15 mark. I can't remember precisely. I'm trying to look at on this piece of paper that I printed out with the information on it. It doesn't have a price on here, but it's also available on prettyandcute.com for those of you who can shop at or do shop at prettyandcute.com. But in general, I love this foundation. I love the way it feels on my skin. I like the way it looks on my skin. I love the way it wears, and I'm really, really happy with it. So thanks for watching. I can't remember what I normally say at the end of a video. It's been that long. Okay. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!